Israel is a small state surrounded by Arab countries 650 times its size, some of which are large bases of global terror.
But when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its desolation is near. Then let those in Judea flee to the mountains. Let those who are in the midst of her depart, and let not those who are in the country enter her. For these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babies in those days, for there will be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. And they will fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem will be trampled by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled.
Only 44 miles separate between the Jordan Valley and the Mediterranean Sea. After the Six-Day War in 1967, when Israel was attacked by 4 armies on 3 fronts, United Nations Security Council Resolution 242 stated that Israel was entitled to new defensible borders to replace the previous fragile lines from which it was attacked. What are Israel's defensible borders? What are its essential security needs? The Jordan Rift Valley, Israel's eastern frontier, forms a natural barrier between Israel and the countries of Jordan, Iraq, and Iran. The Jordan Valley rises from an area that is 1,200 feet below sea level to a hilly ridge of up to 3,000 feet, creating a steep 4,200-foot virtual wall opposite any force attacking from the east.
Notwithstanding, the Lord turned not from the fierceness of his great wrath, wherewith his anger was kindled against Judah, because of all the provocations that Manasseh had provoked him withal. And the Lord said, I will remove Judah also out of my sight, as I have removed Israel, and will cast off this city Jerusalem which I have chosen, and the house of which I said, my name shall be there.
After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them.
Today, the British mandate over the land of Israel ends. We declare a Jewish state in the ancient land of Israel. It will be called the State of Israel.
After 2,000 years of exile, the Jewish people had a state of their own. But even as they danced, Israel's fate hung in the balance. The day after Ben-Gurion declared the State of Israel, the armies of Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, and Syria invaded.
He shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown, and the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps.
Still, the Arab states, with a population of 40 million, looked certain to overwhelm Israel's 500,000 Jews. It seemed that Ben-Gurion's new state would last only a few days.
We thought it was going to be a pushover, that the Jews were going to run away the moment they saw a regular army uniform moving onto them with bayonets and whatever.
Egypt's army, attacking from the south, headed towards the main Jewish center, Tel Aviv. Jordan's Arab Legion took the West Bank, and the old city of Jerusalem. The Syrians moved towards Nazareth, while the Lebanese attacked from the north. The Arab regular armies converged on Palestine, superior in numbers and equipment.
The Arab attacks did not succeed. Due to their rejection of the two states for two-people compromise, the Arabs living in the West Bank and Gaza found themselves without any state at all, forced to live under Jordanian and Egyptian rule from 1948. Then, in 1967, the Arabs mobilized again for war. In 6 days, Israel emerged victorious and won the battles over the West Bank, Gaza, and Jerusalem. The Palestinians now found themselves under Israeli rule. In 1993, a plan was devised to end the bloodshed and bring peace to both peoples. It was a dream that began in Oslo. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, U.S. President Bill Clinton, and PLO Chairman Yasser Arafat later came together to sign a revolutionary agreement. Until Oslo, it was illegal for an Israeli to negotiate with the PLO, a self-proclaimed terror organization responsible for the murder of Jews and Israelis worldwide.
The PLO chairman, Yasser Arafat, denounced for decades as a terrorist, was welcomed at the White House.
Oslo would lay the vital groundwork for each side to achieve what they wanted most, namely, a land the Palestinians could finally call their own, and an end to the terror attacks so that the Israelis could live in peace and security.
Finally, the time is approaching when there will be safety in Israel's house, when the Palestinian people will write their own destiny.
This was the Land for Peace deal, the first real step towards fulfilling the Palestinian demands for an independent Palestinian state in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, lands won by Israel in the Six-Day War. The Palestinians wanted Jerusalem as the capital of their new state.
Living in a liberal democracy does provide gay Israelis with more freedoms than one would find in any other country in the region, but by no means is the situation perfect. Despite the fact that gay couples may engage in civil unions, same-sex marriage has yet to be legalized, much like the situation in my home state of California. Although same-sex marriage is not the #1 priority for the LGBT community in Israel, it's certainly near the top of the agenda. Perhaps the greatest demand of LGBT is that the government do more to curb homophobia, which, like in all other nations, exists in many facets of the society. Parade was hosted by the Jerusalem Open House, a grassroots LGBT activist organization which provides services and support to the LGBT community in Jerusalem and Israeli society at large. The Jerusalem Open House crosses all political, ethnic, and religious boundaries to build and unite a strong LGBT community with the goal of creating tolerance and mutual support. This grassroots organization recently opened a branch which aims to serve a small but growing Palestinian LGBT community as well. After 2 miles of marching in 95-degree heat, countless protesters, and hundreds of chants, we finally arrived at the Knesset. We settled down at a park nearby.